Guys, not all microgreens are created equal. Not all of them are herbs. Not all of them are greens, but they are grown in our secret soil. We do grow microherbs like the tarragon. And the beautiful part about this is a little bit goes such a long ways. Just exploding in your mouth. I'm just featuring 2 or 3 of these today, but literally over 50 varieties, and then all the combinations of mixes. The bull's blood, a standby. Look at this color. It's insane. So healthy for you. Even if you're not a real beet follower, this has got a nice flavor to it. And of course, we're known for growing the most amazing carrots in the world, the micro carrot top. For thousands of years, we only ate the top of the carrot. For the last 300 years, we've only eaten the bottom. You get a hint of flavor, but you also get a little peppery flavor to them too. Crunchy, green, spring, fresh, peppery. Oh yeah, and carrot. I can't wait to take these over to Chef Jamie at the Culinary Vegetable Institute and see what he does with them.
So what if I told you we could extend the shelf life of these herbs by 6? Let's say if I can get 30 minutes out of micro carrots out of refrigeration, and I can turn that into 3 hours, would you be in? All right, so what we're gonna do is we just call it like vacuum compression, cryo blanching. There's a bunch of kind of words for it floating around, but still it's a little niche in the market. It's also another really great way to use your vacuum chamber. I'm gonna pull a few of these out, and I'm just gonna let them kind of sit out. And then we'll pull some compressed ones out, and we'll let those sit out. We'll build some dishes, hot and cold, let them sit at room temp. I want you to see this side by side, you know, the effects on some of this work. We use cold water, a few ice cubes in it. And let's just take a chunk, maybe what we might use for service, just for fun. Boom. We're gonna hold that under the surface. Take them to space. So we have a setting here specifically for microgreens. I'd like you to look inside if you can. It's gonna take our product essentially into space, and we're gonna hold it there for about 30 seconds. So basically what we're doing here is we're taking these herbs, pulling the gas out, we're gonna replace them with water. You know, lettuces are great, turnip tops, plants that get really soft and things, but it's still a shame that like not a lot of chefs are, there we go, not a lot of chefs are utilizing this. You wouldn't really naturally think to like submerge these delicate 1 or 2 week old herbs in water. You know, it almost seemed like a death sentence. However, they do respond well to water. They just can't live in water, right? So we will use a salad spinner to dry them off. Yeah, I really want to pull all the water off. Both blood's pretty. You could think of using bull's blood like this anywhere a slice of beet might be appropriate, right? You might think of using micro carrot top anywhere that parsley might be, you know, used. A lot of times, like gram for gram, there's just more flavor in this stage, right? So we really look at like, you know, this quantity of tarragon versus this quantity of tarragon in mature form, and it's like a completely different ingredient, right? Like it's just over the top. Less is more, and they're a strong, beautiful representation of what you hope, you know, that ingredient tastes like. Oftentimes, as full-size herbs just don't. So it's been maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes, 8 minutes since these were put out. You can already see the difference. You've got some herbs here that are getting soft. They're not there yet, but they're getting there. And then some herbs here that are just much more lively. You can see the difference here already. We're gonna let this go for a few more. We're gonna put some hot food under these things too, just to see how they hold up. Already noticing some really great differences. And if I was an operator, a kitchen guy, a chef, and I'm, you know, responsible for products on my station, there's not a chance you could convince me not to do this at this point. So yeah, rooster schnitzel, irrelevant to this conversation. However, it is what we're eating for lunch today. So I use a few, these are hot. I'll use a few on the compressed herbs on one and non-compressed herbs on another. We'll go eat lunch and we'll see what happens in you know, the balance of our time here. It's been about an hour and you can see the difference clearly. I mean, most dramatically right here. I mean, this is obviously like, you know, you'd never really leave these out at room temperature, but again, it's only been an hour. So let's say it's only been the length of service in refrigeration, opening and closing drawers. And the compressed tarragon is, you know, great. It's got all day. The non-compressed tarragon, as expected, is soft. It's losing its shape. It's losing its texture and body and all that other stuff. Same thing with the carrots. You know, you get down into here and these compressed carrots are still just, I mean, they're just great. Non-compressed carrots, they're dying as expected. And then beets, bull's blood. Life's good, life's getting hard. Same thing can be done here. And you see, like, let's say we've played at a banquet, like an hour would be a stupid amount of time to try and hold food hot with herbs on them, of course, but like the same thing's true, right? We're putting like non-compressed herbs on hot food, you compressed herbs on hot food, you know, the shelf life, the texture, you know, by the time that thing maybe arrives to the plate is just dramatically different. Another thing worth noting, it doesn't necessarily extend the shelf life of the ingredient in general, you know? So I can't say if we compress a envelope of tarragon next to a non-compressed envelope of tarragon that they'll live longer in the cooler. I'm not necessarily sure if that's true, but they do at room temperature, ambient temperature, far outlive the others. Worth exploring, and thanks for joining. So this is relative to where we are in the atmosphere inside this chamber. We're going to space, we're going to the stratosphere, somewhere near where the telescopes roam. No, they're not telescopes, they're satellites.